Our sad countdown continues.
Americans held hostage, abandoned behind enemy lines. Day 48.
Day 48, the single most preventable event, foreign policy disaster in the history of this country. That's Joe Biden abandoning hundreds of Americans, thousands of our allies, their families, green card holders, thousands of them, their families. Everybody abandoned by Joe, left to wither on the vine in a country ruled by terrorists. And Joe Biden's abandonment is nothing but a repulsive disgrace. One of, if not the biggest foreign policy debacle in the history of this great country, this republic. Joe Biden doesn't care if they live or die, doesn't care if they suffer. He hasn't uttered a single word about the people he's abandoned in over a month, 32 days to be exact. Joe Biden is much more worried about his sinking poll numbers. As the New York Post editorial board put it, it's time to now shoot straight with you, the American people. It's not just one debacle. 8 months in, Joe Biden's presidency is collapsing, and it's collapsing on every front. This has gone so bad, so fast. I can't believe it. Now, I did predict in my book last year, the first book I had written in 10 years, because I thought the moment needed it. Live Free or Die, America and the World on the Brink. This is the on the brink part that I was warning about. Border crisis, it's a disaster. Jobs crisis, that's a disaster. Inflation crisis, the highest in 30 years. Yep, a disaster. The abandonment of Americans in Afghanistan, that withdrawal, an utter, unmitigated failure. Crisis in the Washington swamp, as his fellow socialist Democrats are in a full-on civil war at this hour. And that's why today he limped over to the Capitol and begged lawmakers to pass his insane $3.5 trillion Build Back Better socialist spending insanity proposal that will bankrupt your kids, your grandkids, and even your great-grandkids. What could go wrong? Pretty much everything Joe Biden touches turns out, oh, just great. And, of course, this is a piece of legislation that allocates billions of dollars, even for illegal immigrants, and billions more for government housing, and billions more for government-paid family leave, and government-paid child care, and government health care. Boy, Obamacare worked out so well. And government jobs for young climate warriors out there. Government, 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 government. Cradle to grave, womb to the tomb. Joe thinks this big government socialist spending extravaganza bill will be a historic political win for him. He doesn't care that it will cause massive inflation on top of his historic inflation that we're now experiencing. I explained it to you last night. What is inflation? You pay more for everything. That's called a tax in another way. He doesn't care about your grocery bill. That's going to get more expensive. Doesn't care that America's energy bills are rising. $1.50 more a gallon at the gas pump. You pay more to heat and cool your home. He doesn't care about your quality of life. Joe Biden cares about Joe Biden and Democrats. They want to control the country, and they think they can run everything. The same people that did a horrific job. They bankrupted Social Security and Medicare. They can't keep cities safe and secure. They don't believe in law and order. They destroyed our public school system. We spend more per capita than any country in the world with the worst results. And the same people that said, keep your doctor plan and you'll all save money. None of that came true. So, of course, Mr. Unity, Joe Biden, he doesn't give a flying rip about getting one Republican on board. And with control of the House, the Senate, and the White House, Democrats are attempting to ram through this in the middle of the night with no Republican support. Why 15 Republicans in the Senate went along with raising the debt ceiling one day is beyond any comprehension I have. That shows Republican weakness. The only problem, this bill is so radical, they can't even get Democrats on board. Care to explain? Let's go to the White House chief propagandist. Circle back, Jen Psaki.
Look, he was in the Senate for 36 years. You know, he is making clear that if they partner together, if we work together, we can get this done for the American people. And going to their caucus meeting, something, by the way, he did in the Senate. It's not unheard of. It's something presidents have done in the past, is a way for him to go and make the case for his agenda.
Circle back's Jen Psaki would later blame Republicans for refusing to rubber stamp Biden's radical socialist agenda. You control the House, the Senate, and the White House. That's up to you. That's on you. The debt you want to put on our children and grandchildren, that is on you. When these policies fail, you will be blamed, rightly so. Do you really think the American people are that stupid, Jen? Do you think the Republican Party is just going to sign off on $3.5 trillion in their so-called human infrastructure, socialist spending bill, the Bernie Biden manifesto, the new Green Deal socialism of AOC? Maybe you're living in an alternate reality. I'm not. Sadly, the answer is that's what you expect. And according to Psaki, illegal immigrants, they don't need to be tested for COVID because they're not going to be here very long. That would be called a lie. According to Psaki, the border is closed. That, too, would be a lie. According to Psaki, there is no inflation. That is a huge lie. According to Psaki, Joe's $3.5 trillion Build Back Better plan costs $0. It won't cost us a penny. According to Psaki, that Afghan withdrawal abandoning Americans, that just went fabulously. Jen Psaki might be the single most dishonest, indignant press secretary in American history, but she's just following her boss. And to her credit, Joe Biden doesn't quite make it easy, does he? Between his cognitive decline, which is so obvious. I mean, he's a mess. The many naps he takes, the long weekends in Delaware, his bad temper. I'm sure her job's not easy. Now, make no mistake, Joe Biden is fast becoming the single worst president by far in modern American history, if not the history of this great republic. But today on the Hill, Joe Biden is all smiles. I wonder if he knew it was Friday. Anyway, until he wasn't. Take a look.
Permission to come forward. If I had a whistle, I'd whistle you aboard. Commander.
Whoa. Thank you. No. You're asked me 1,000 different questions, and they're all legit. I'm telling you, we're going to get this done. It doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter whether it's in 6 minutes, 6 days, or 6 weeks. We're going to get it done.
Why has it been so challenging to unite your party, Mr. President? Why has it been so challenging to unite the party?
Why is the party united?
Are you serious?
Why is the party united?
50-50? Come on, man. Unite the party. 50-50. I got it.
We even got a, come on, man. Did you use cocaine? Come on, man. Are you a junkie? Anyway, we've been missing the come on mans. Anyway, no matter what happens on Capitol Hill, this will not end well for the country. Radical socialists, they're in charge of the Democratic Party. Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, they all take orders from them. These radical socialists, they want to destroy what makes this country great. It's called liberty and freedom, our Constitution and capitalism. They want control of your means of production. They want to take away your property rights. They want to abolish the concept of borders. They want full and complete redistribution of wealth. They want to literally turn the United States of America into their little communist communal wasteland. Believe it or not, you have the power to stop them. But it starts at the ballot box with voter integrity measures, voter ID, for simple stuff, nothing really complicated. Signature verification, chain of custody controls, updated voter rolls. Oh, and the laws that allow for partisan observers to watch the vote count start to finish up close, not 100 feet away like in 2020. Vote like your country depends on it, because it does.